maybe the timing wise, I think maybe the different time zone, maybe,
Okay, so it's still 8:30, right?
Yes. So generally, I like to see like 8:15. We'll start logging in, and then meeting really start 8:30.
Okay, all right. So I haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah. No, good to see you. Yeah, absolutely.
Good evening.
Yeah, give me some light.
Hi, Shrestha.
How are you doing?
Oh, Dr. Sarif.
How are you doing?
And
Hi,
Good,
Faye.
good.
Good morning.
Nice to
Good
meet you.
morning. Good morning. Good evening.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, Faye.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. It's 8 o'clock here.
Oh,
It's
8
good.
o'clock. Okay. That's not,
Yeah, it's good to see all of you this
Right.
morning.
Right.
Yeah, it's your evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who else are joined? Kamran Malik. Okay. One of
hello,
sister. Hi.
Sharif. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay,
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Fine. I'll be
Hi.
back. I'll be back.
Okay, sure. Hi, Anup. How are you doing?
Hey, Dr. Sarif, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you. Cannot see your face.
Yeah, let me turn on my video. I thought the meeting would start at 8.
Yeah, just
Eastern time, so
I thought that I'm the first one, but no. So I have to say, yeah, thank you so much for joining. Good to see you.
Sure. I'm sorry for not joining in the last couple of meetings.
No problem. Yeah, so you graduated already, right? Did you start working now or?
Yeah, I recently started working. Started from February this year.
Oh, congratulations. That's good.
Thank you.
And who else is Kamran Malik? Okay. Anup, you are in Indianapolis, right?
Yep, I'm in Indianapolis.
And then Shankar Kakri. And I don't know who is a Galaxy Flip S9 Plus. Is it Dr. Edgar?
Oh, yeah, looks like, yeah. He's his name.
He's muted though.
Oh.
Is muted?
I mean, Galaxy S9, right?
No. I see that. I think it's probably Dr. Edgar.
Yeah, at least I mean, on my screen it shows muted. So audio is muted. So
Yeah, there is a big storm. It's a cyclone is going on right now through Louisiana and Texas.
yeah.
And where I am right now in northeast Arkansas, so it should hit on the ground pretty soon.
Yeah, so be careful there.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully there will be no power outages during the meeting. So
Yeah.
Sophia, are you staying in Manila or are you traveling much?
I think she's muted.
Oh, she's not okay.
Yeah.
So Anup, so since you just joined, and so the Dr. Vijay Rajput, Dr. Vijay is in Philadelphia, and he's our chapter vice president.
Okay.
Then Dr. Vijay, you okay? Now I see your face. So then Purna Rao. He is also that active member of the AIT Alumni chapter. So Purna is our distinguished alumna last year. and he is in Boston,
Mhm.
Massachusetts area. So the Purna has been actively involved in our in a chapter.
Yeah, nice to meet you all. It's
Yeah.
Nice
my
to meet
first
you
time
all.
in the
Yeah,
meeting.
nice to see you too.
Yeah, and you are most welcome to actively participate. We are just it's kind of all friends group. So we don't consider ourselves. We all work together. We try our best for the interest of the chapter. So
Here is Subhan Bhai.
also, yeah. So
Hi,
how are you doing?
good
Hello.
evening here. Hi,
Hello, hello, Subhan Bhai.
good. Hi, BJ.
Hi, good to see you.
Yes. Yeah,
What are you doing?
I see right now about 11 participants. So hopefully when it starts with the next 15 minutes or so, the participants will definitely
Yeah, I think,
increase. Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, I'm expecting about 60, 70 participants today.
Oh, that will be great.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, Sharif, I tried to contact Emdad. I don't know, I cannot contact him.
Yeah, I called him last Sunday and left him a voicemail, but he didn't return. Usually he returned my call,
Yeah,
but I'm not sure that.
yeah, I talked to Rasha also. She said she'll be joining today, this evening. And Rasha has a few of her, I believe, her junior, but from AIT.
Mm-hmm.
And they live in somewhere in New Jersey. So
Right.
might be one or two new alumni may join this evening. So let's see.
Yeah, there will be a lot of new faces today, but that is that it is I mean it's very encouraging for us actually that
Yes.
for everyone.
Yep.
So here is our great host.
Yeah.
hello, Sushil.
I'm here.
Welcome.
On time.
Yeah.
Did you have enough energy drink?
All good. I brought water here. H2O.
Oh, good.
Good to see everyone here. So
Yeah, the Sushil, that the Anup is here, Anup Srestha. So
okay.
he just graduated from Purdue University, right? Or yeah, and then he started working. He's the best in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. Hi,
So
Anup.
he represents.
Go ahead.
Anup represents almost third generation that we mentioned.
I can see that now, right? So,
Right.
Yeah. By the way, I did my undergrad in AIT, not like master's or like graduate studies.
yeah, okay.
So
So
you are in bachelor studies.
Yeah, I did my
Okay.
undergrad from
Okay.
AIT.
That's exciting, interesting.
Yeah.
Please turn on your camera when you are ready. So.
Sharif, here I like to give an update here weather-wise. There is heavy rain in Long Island with thunderstorms and everything going on. How it weather there in your place?
Oh, I'm in right now in Arkansas for a business trip. So it's supposed to, should be heavy wind and a storm is supposed to be this tonight. So.
Hi BJ, how is weather there in your area?
Yeah, weather so far so good, but I think they're expecting ran shortly in this, evening or on a late night.
Yes.
But right now it's good. Of course, pretty much, pretty high temperature and humid.
Okay. Yep.
Hi, Carmen. How are you doing? You are muted. Let me see that.
I think his audio on. No, it is connected. Yeah, his audio is muted.
Yeah, your audio. Now I think you are unmute, right? Can you hear us? Oh, okay. We cannot hear you. No sound.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Oh, I thought I'm early, so everybody is on the call.
Hey, Rasha, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you. Dr. Edgar, can you hear us?
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Shankar, how are you doing?
Good, good. How are you all?
Good, good, good. Thank you.
So Sharif, Purna, and Dr. Vijay, I think so far my weather is good here.
Good.
Okay. But I have everything backed up in multiple things. I even have Zoom on my smartphone. So in case something happens and you lose me, we know our drill, right? You will pick it up from wherever I am. So we'll follow the agenda strictly. So we should be good.
Good, good. Absolutely, yeah.
So we just had a passing storm and another one is expected, I think, an hour and a half later. If it comes early, then it's problematic.
Right. So the problem with the Zoom is that once the host lost, then
what
we'll
I'm
all
worried about,
lost.
so.
And then we have to log in and have to start.
So I'm hoping that
you don't
will
have
not be the case. I'm trying to see, maybe if I can do Zoom through my phone, but keep it muted might help also. So no one, we don't lose, because I'll be the host on both of the devices.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take care of that.
Okay, thank you. So Shankar, are you in, which state are you in?
Yeah, I'm in Florida.
You are in Florida.
Yeah, it's very hot and humid here.
Okay. So you are out of the danger zone of the storm, right?
Yeah,
So it's going through
that went through the south. So
right. Which part of the Florida are you?
I'm in Tampa.
Tampa, okay.
I think I know Sushil Acharya. I used to be in AIT when Sushil Acharya was there. Do you remember me?
Yeah, I do. You have your cap on, and I'm trying to think and remember. Definitely yes. Definitely yes.
Yeah. So when Giri was there.
Oh, it's good to see you. Good to see everyone.
So I've just tried to join via my cell phone. Can you hear me?
You're good?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm not sure what's happening with you.
So there is an echo coming.
There's an echo coming?
There's a big echo coming. I don't know, maybe your computer as well as cell phone are on, perhaps?
No, my computer is off, but let me see.
Hey, Puna, you should have an agenda in a WhatsApp or Facebook page. Do you want me to send you?
If you can, that would be great. Otherwise, I'll check. Bye. Sushil, we see your clone too.
Yeah, I think both of them, right? So I'm just trying to keep this as a backup. So something happens.
Good.
One is there and this is there. We're good.
So Sushil, you may turn off the video on the cell phone. So
yeah, I'm going to do that pretty quickly.
So hi, Karman, and now can you hear us?
Yes, now it looks okay.
Okay.
I've just disconnected from my laptop.
Okay.
So it's better here. Yeah, I thought that the meeting was supposed to start at around our local time. I'm from Toronto, Canada. So
Okay.
7:30. I was thinking that this was about to start, but it seemed the time had changed.
No, the time has not changed. So it was 8:30 of the Eastern time, and then
Okay.
7:30 is the Central time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So you are in Eastern time, so it would be
That's right.
8:30. Yeah. So it would be a few minutes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
No problem.
So Sarif, at 8:25, you may pass on the host to me if you haven't already. Okay. And I'll take it from there.
I can pass it right now.
Yeah, okay. At that time, I will mute everyone. So, maybe let's say 8:25, maybe around 8:27, I will mute everyone. So we can talk for some time.
Dr. Anupam, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Anupam, how are you doing? Can you hear us?
And how are you? I'm
Good.
fine, yeah.
Good,
Okay.
good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
No. It's AIT, right?
Yes.
Yeah. AIT is all above everything for us.
Right. Yeah, thank you. Sushil, yeah, you're
I got that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Professor Shen.
Yes, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good.
So you did not travel, right?
Pardon?
So you're supposed to travel today?
Yes, but I'm back.
Okay, that's good.
It's our evening coffee, afternoon coffee.
Yeah, you are 2 hours behind, right?
Yeah,
5:30.
we still have sunlight here.
It is morning coffee in Manila.
Hi, Faye, how are you?
Good morning.
Morning, Faye.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. How are you? You remember me? We were in Bangladesh. We met together.
Yes.
Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first time that I was able to wear a sari.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
You and Wawa, both of you wear sari at that time.
Yeah. Yes, Gayet. So I still have that sari.
Oh really?
And yes, and I had a friend who worked in Sri Lanka and brought saris. So my friends and I was the one who dressed everyone, and we went around the mall in Makati, and of course everybody was looking at us, and it was like a fashion show.
Yeah.
And then there's also an Indian restaurant there. So, and it was in the 4th floor. So from the ground floor of the mall, we were moving and everybody was looking. You know, it's very seldom that Filipinos would see people in wearing sari.
Oh wow.
But everybody else is wearing jeans. But I learned that from Salma. Salma was the one who taught us how to put together, how to wear the sari
Yeah.
with all the folds and all the 6 meters of sari.
It's very difficult to manage it.
Yeah, it's a special skill, an art.
Yeah, that's true.
I had very good memories of Dhaka.
Yeah.
Mm. So I think I've attended something like 15 GBMs already.
Wow. I have attended only 7 or 8, not much.
Well, make sure that this November you will be joining the GBM because
yeah, if I'm free, I can join.
Yeah.
I'm free.
Yeah, we'll make it online. It's an online GBM. It's supposed to be in Vietnam, but with all this difficulty in travel and the risk of being quarantined when you reach Ho Chi Minh, again, it's better that we hold it online. And we're planning to make it a general assembly. So all the delegates will be in the Zoom meeting, and then all the other observers can be on Facebook. So it can be a worldwide gathering of all alumni. But again, as well, that would be another session that we will have next Sunday. It would be your Saturday for the chapter president's meeting. This will be Sharif and Dr. Puru. I'll be expecting your attendance if possible.
Oh, sure. I'll try my best.
Yeah. So the meeting will be this Saturday on your time. No, it's 8:30.
8:30 in the morning or in the afternoon?
8:30 our time in the morning.
Okay, everyone, I've muted all of you right now. Okay, it is 8:30 and I'd like to get started, but I need to see whether Dr. Woon, President Woon has joined. So anyone in Thailand? Okay, just for the sake of some conversation here, I'm unmuting everyone.
Yeah, social, just let's wait for the president.
Yeah, because without the president,
Hello.
there's no point, but.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. President.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you for organizing this.
Thank you.
Okay, good. I think all of us are here. Let me go ahead and get started. To begin with, I'm just gonna
So
unmute.
how many people are on? About 40? 40 people are online?
44. So
44.
far, we're saying maybe 42, 43, but yes.
Mostly US and some Canada.
And Philippines, and maybe Thailand. Okay.
Okay, Sanjeev is here, I think.
Right. Okay, so.
Okay, please.
Let's go ahead and get started. Give me a minute. Okay. There we go. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I know we're in different time zones, so I want to be able to greet everyone. Hope you and your loved ones are well and doing safe during these unprecedented times. Welcome to the AIT Alumni Association, USA and Canada chapter joint event on meeting with Dr. Eden Woon, AIT President. My name is AITAA-USA, and I will be your moderator for today. I am an associate provost at Robert Morris University, and I'm also a professor of software engineering. Please be informed that this event will be recorded. If you do not wish to be recorded at this time, I would like you to either turn your video camera off or you may leave the session. The recording will be shared with members of the AIT Alumni Association, USA and Canada chapters. Prior to starting the event, we would like to inform the participants of the following. You will be muted unless you are requested to speak. At that time, I will unmute you. After you are done, I will place you back on mute. For any reason, then your turn to speak. If you are unmuted, kindly mute yourself. This will really help us hear the speaker clearly. For best viewing option, please set your Zoom screen to speaker view. So with 47 participants right now, you will see a larger image of the speaker. If for any reason you are not able to hear us, please leave and rejoin. Upon rejoining, you will automatically be set on mute mode. All questions should be submitted via the chat box. Please formulate and craft your question clearly. Depending on the time and the number of questions, you may be requested to read out your question. Otherwise, I will read out selected questions relevant to the Alumni Associations. As this is an hour-long program, not all questions may get answered. We plan to send the remaining questions to AIT and share the responses with you via email once we receive them. The agenda for today's meeting has already been shared with you. We will strictly follow this agenda. Our chief guest today is AIT's president, Dr. Eden Woon. President Woon joined AIT in September 2018. Currently, in addition to AIT, he also serves as special advisor to the SAW Foundation in Hong Kong. Prior to joining AIT, Dr. Woon was vice president of Alba Group Asia. Prior to that, he was the executive director of the Seattle-based Washington State China Relations Council, served in the US Air Force, and acted as China policy advisor to the US Secretary of Defense. On the academic front, Dr. Woon taught mathematics at the US Air Force Academy and became an associate professor. Dr. Woon received his BA degree from the University of Iowa and his MA, MS, and PhD degrees, all in mathematics from the University of Washington in Seattle. He's also a graduate of the Armed Forces Staff College in Norfolk, Virginia, and the National War College in Washington, D.C. He's a Justice of Peace of Hong Kong and a member of the Council on Foreign Relations in New York. We are very happy to have Dr. Woon speak to us today. Our speakers are aware of the time given to them. We would like them to request, we would like to request them to stick to the time limit given to them. So let's go ahead and get started. To kick off the event, I would like to request AITAA-USA President, Dr. Sharif Uddin, to give the opening remarks. Sharif, go ahead.
Good morning, Dr. Eden, AIT FAE, AIT officials, my alumni friends, good evening. Thank you so much for the participation and welcome Dr. Eden in this meeting. We are very delighted, Mr. President, to have you with us this evening. This is a very special moment for us. The alumni of the USA chapter, they are the pride of our association. We feel pride because they are excel in academics, research in both public and private sector. The foundation of the education that was given by the AIT was the core of the success in our professional life. That is why that AIT is so much deep in our heart that every time, every moment we feel for the AIT, we would like to go back to the AIT. We always wanted to be connected to the AIT. So our chapter was founded in 70s and then was reactivated in 2000 by Professor Jai Wu, who was present in this meeting today. So we believe that around 750 alumni in USA. We are right now, we have the mailing list and then Facebook and LinkedIn, different social media. So we are connected about 350 alumni total. So we like to, that our goal is for the next year that we'd like to bring all of our alumni under the alumni chapter. We like to keep the database, build the database, update the database, and also time to time that when the new alumni come to the States, we would get their information and we'd like to keep in touch. But it is a very tough job, what I understood in the last few years, because we try to keep it updated, but it is always that it is a task that was both the AIT mother chapter and also that local chapter that needs to be contribution. Otherwise, it's a very difficult task. So our goal is that we like to work with the AIT on this subject. Second thing is that we also that I think with your the participation and also that your focus, we learn about your key focus for the AIT next few years. But I think that one of the AIT US chapter, we feel proud of our alumni and how our alumni could contribute to AIT, not in the fundraising or other activities, but we feel that we have a strong, the expertise, strong level of the academic and industry experts who can really help the students, help the AIT to bring it to the next stage. So thank you so much, Dr. Eden, for joining with us and talking to us. We really grateful to you. I would like to now introduce Dr. Puru Singh. That Dr. Puru is the Canadian chapter president, and he will say a few words. Dr. Puru, back to you.
Thank you, Sharif. Let me go ahead and unmute Dr. Puru. Okay. Give me a minute. Okay, you are good to go.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Sharif and Sushil. First of all, good morning, Dr. Woon and Dr. Fay. And I know there are several from Bangkok as well, like Alumni Affairs offices. And good evening to all the alumni friends from Canada as well as USA. Before I begin, I'll just say like I have a very good kind of like memory of what I have been, my experience with AIT. And I was in AIT for 4 years, luckily about 4 years. In the process, I finished my master's as well as I worked for as a research associate. So I had a lot of friends like before and even during during my term. I met a lot of other batches, so that made me kind of know many like at least like 4 or 5 years of sort of overlap I had, and that helped me kind of remain in connection with many alumni wherever I went. So on behalf of our AIT AA Canada chapter, and on my own behalf, first of all, I would like to thank Sharif for inviting all of us and give an opportunity to listen Dr. Woon's words, which is very, very special for us because, as I said, we love, this is like, we love AIT. We are here because of AIT, and we all appreciate that the AIT will foster in years to come. Like USA chapter, our Canada chapter also alumni are also located far apart. So basically, it is coast to coast, and of this vast Canada like country. We are about 200 alumni based on again like the record that we received recently in Canada, and we are originally from like 18 countries also. So it's basically we have a huge cultural diversity, and also at the same time we are from like pre-2000 and post-2000. We have like huge kind of like database we have gathered, and I hope these database updates will be very helpful in days ahead as well. And at the end, I would like to I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Woon in this historic meeting, and look forward to hear what he has to offer, what he has to say, and we look forward to work together for betterment of AIT, and of course betterment of our alumni family all around. Thank you very much.
So thank you both, AITAA chapter presidents from the USA as well as from Canada. Thank you for an excellent summary. And also thank you for talking about what we are capable of doing. Next, I would like to request AITAA headquarters president, Maria Fay Ferriols. I'm going to unmute you and you should be able to speak now. Thank you. You are good.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am so happy to join you this evening, morning here in Manila. I would like to welcome each and every one of you to the AIT family. Good morning, Dr. Eden. I'd like to congratulate the USA chapter, especially the officers and the president, Dr. Sharifuddin, for this initiative to meet Dr. Eden, and of course, for inviting the Canada chapter headed by Dr. Purushottam in making sure that we get to know more about what's happening in AIT. I would like to congratulate Dr. Eden for opening the regular work in AIT after the lockdown last July, and then starting the fall semester this month on a hybrid mode. This blended education allows our students who cannot travel to Thailand to still be connected and not to fall behind. And more especially the recent announcement by the Royal Thai government that AIT has been appointed as an official organizational quarantine location, that now it's giving the overseas students to do their 14-day quarantine in AIT rather than the expensive alternative state quarantine hotel, which is very expensive. So it's a very good welcome for our new students. By the way, several of our chapters have already contacted the new students and have been giving them the welcome events, as well as started mentoring some of the new students. So we would like to continue this. As you know, we have the regular alumni talk series, and we are asking our alumni to contribute their expertise by joining these seminars or these webinars and being the speakers themselves. And it's a good thing. I would like to remember what our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, said. He who does not know how to look back at where he came from will never get to his destination. And I'm so happy that our alumni have the heart to really go back and give back to our beloved alma mater. So for today, congratulations. I know that it is a historic event for your chapter, and we would like to make sure that the full support of AIT Alumni Association is behind you, and we're behind AIT. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Garriols. Now we're going to move on to requesting Dr. Eden Woon to talk about AIT. So Dr. Woon, let me just go ahead and put you in unmute mode. You are now good to go.
Okay, good morning from Bangkok, from AIT. And I know that the previous speakers have said that this is such a historic event, and I really must echo this. In fact, in about 3 days here, 4 days, I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary at AIT. So this is, we can view this as a celebration. Well, maybe some people are not celebrating, but let's hope that most people are celebrating that I've been here for 2 years. And of course, this has been a very momentous 2 years, and we don't have too much time today. So I don't want to go on and talk about my vision, et cetera, because I think that most of you have seen my presentations here and there. And I know that some of you were here during the 60th anniversary celebration in October of last year, and also heard us speak at that time. But I will spend more time on what is happening and what is going to happen in the near future. Because as you know, of course, with the pandemic, predicting is a very, very difficult business. Nobody even knows what's going to happen next week, let alone what's going to happen next year. But, you know, as with anybody who is, you know, in charge of an organization, you must not only take care of the work at hand, but you must look ahead. So we'll try to do both of that today. So again, very briefly, you know, I came and I was hired really when at a point when the board thought that AIT, yes, we have a great legacy. We have produced tremendous alumni such as yourself in the different chapters, and our name in certain quarters are well known. but there was just a feeling that AIT can do better. And especially there was a feeling that somehow in the last 15, 20 years, AIT is not as shining a light as it was, 30, 40 years ago. And so the board and many of the alumni from before, like Dr. Subin, Dr. Anad, et cetera, they wanted me to come in and take AIT in a different direction. And I am not from AIT. I was not a graduate here. So they thought a fresh look. As you know, of course, I came in from Hong Kong, from the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, which is a highly ranked university globally. And they wanted me to see what can happen. And of course, I came up with this I squared, E squared, S squared, and you know about that, is innovation, internationalization, enterprises, entrepreneurship, stakeholders, and support. I squared, E squared, S squared. And that was the strategy that I presented, in fact, to the board when I was, interviewing, being hired. I think at that point I didn't coin I squared, E squared, S squared yet, but the essence of which I already told them. And then I actually coined and unveiled it, if I recall, on September 5th of 2018 as what I felt was the vision for AIT to move ahead. And then of course, we had the celebration of the anniversary of AIT, basically 1 year after I got here. And the motto for the celebration was transforming AIT. So therefore, from September of 2018 until January of this year, for about 16 months, 17 months, we were gradually moving along. As with any organization, when you want to move forward, you also have to make sure that all the parts are synchronized and working, in order for it to be able to move forward. And I have to admit, and I told the board that I think that I knew about AIT's, all the challenges, but I think that I have told the board, honestly, that I underestimated all the sort of patching that I had to do to make sure that the ship would be, one thing to get the ship moving at a good speed at the right direction, but we still need to fix a lot of things to make sure it is a professional organization that it's able to move forward. So I spent a lot of time, frankly, more than I thought I would, on making sure that it's an organization that is actually be able to steam ahead. So that was going well. The transformation part was slowly coming along. And we had a great celebration in October of 2019. And then in January, we presented a fairly robust budget for 2020. And we thought that we were on our way, okay? But of course, realizing that any type of transformation, any type of change management, number one, is never easy. And number two, you don't expect it to be seamless financially. So we were predicting that we probably have 2020, 2021 being in deficit. With the spending we had to do in order to move ahead in a different direction. And maybe 3 years from now, 2 years from 2019, 3 years from 2019, we'll be coming out of the valley and moving upward. And the moving upward is really the I squared, E squared, S squared. We want to have more innovation in our research and teaching. We want to be more internationalized, well-known, globally recognized once again, not only in specific fields where we are recognized, but actually as an institution. So that when you go on the street and tell people you're from AIT, you'll have people say, oh yeah, I know that place. That's a good university, rather than just somebody in your field who says, oh yeah, I know Professor Babel, you know, and he's very good at that. I mean, that's great. You need that. But I think that on an institutional basis, I don't think that we were as famous as we were in the past. Even in Thailand, the recognition factor dropped significantly in the last 20 years. So anyway, that's the internationalization part. And then the enterprise part is very important and relates to all of you, is that I felt that we had excellent connections with NGOs, we had excellent connections with governments, and we had, you know, reasonable connections with enterprises and private sector, but it's not as good as it could be, okay? We really need to be more connected with the community, with society, with the economy, so that the business people know about us. And I thought it was a shame that we had a school of management, we have school of environment and school of engineering. All of these add together really to do research and learn and push the frontiers of knowledge on important, you know, sustainability fields, and doing it with management knowledge, management skills, all the way to specific skills in whether it be food and agriculture, or climate change, or energy, or earthquake prediction, or whatever. So that's the enterprise part, and that's where you all come in. I'll mention that at the end of my little remark here, how you come in with respect to that. The next one is E, is entrepreneurship, and that's where you come in also, some of you. I felt that in this day and age, many young people want to start businesses. We realize that a lot of students come here, perhaps on a scholarship, perhaps they go back to work in the government, perhaps they want to go work for an NGO, and that's all fine, no problem with that, okay? But I think that in this day and age, especially you who live in the United States and North America and Canada, will know that a lot of young people aspire for startups, okay? And we don't, you know, think that we'll be good enough to produce a Jack Ma or a Steve Jobs in the next 3 or 4 years. But, you know, who knows? Maybe somebody will have an idea in 5 years, 10 years after graduation. He wants to start a business. We have many students who started consulting businesses already, but there may be other type of startups. And so we established the Entrepreneurship Center. It is 1 year old in about exactly 1 month. And that will be, and that has been, if you look at the program, look at our website, we have many programs, experts workshops, distinguished entrepreneurs talk series, and mentorship programs. And that's another place where I will talk later how the alumni, you know, can be involved. And then the 2 S's are stakeholder. And I wanted to reaffirm that the most important priority for AIT are its students, okay? There are no students, there's no AIT, all right? And we wanna make sure that the students are happy, the students have a good life here, the students have good service, and of course, have a good academic education. And then the supporters include alumni. So AITAA has been doing a great job, you know, coordinating, and it's not an easy job with 23 or 24 chapters in disparate continents and countries and cultures, but they're doing a pretty good job, and Faye is totally 100% or maybe 200% dedicated to AIT, but still, I think AIT itself, you know, should not just say, well, okay, we got Faye, we got AA. We ourselves should do more with the alumni, and I have asked Sanjeev, who is you know, working extremely hard on the fundraising side, and I told him that we need to do more on the alumni side, and so that's something that we could talk about later on. So that's the stakeholders, and then finally, you know, once you get that these 5 things, then you will get the support, okay? Then the donations may come, and the other types of support may come, because Sanjeev and I talked many times. You know, people support a university. The alumni will support the universities through thick and thin, okay, through good times or bad times. because they're faithful and loyal to the university, okay? But other people, if we want to go after the big money, shall we say, or even the little money, you know, human nature is such that they like to support success. They like to support potential, okay? You know, people who give you money because of pity, because you're poor, is in the minority. That's just the general, if you look at fundraising worldwide, is that, you know, why do you think that certain, I won't name names, why do you think certain universities have billions of dollars of endowment, okay, when they in fact need it probably less than some other universities? It's because people really believe in the accomplishments of that university. And so we want to make sure that if we do the 5 things I mentioned correctly, then we would have the support. And I think that that's already beginning to pay off. It's at the beginning because this is a new mission for AIT to really see if we can get you know, financial support from a large segment of the population beyond just the alumni. And so the I squared, E squared, S, the first S, if we do all these things right, then the second S, you know, would come. So that's all great. And I already used half my time. Then January 2020, the virus came, okay? Coronavirus came. So, you know, you can calculate the best you can, but the heavens have their own calculation. And the coronavirus descended on us. And so starting in January of 2020, the focus of AIT has, you know, not totally changed, but certainly at least 80% changed. The first few months was a matter of survival. We were, you know, slowly, gradually locking down, starting in January. We did it very early, on January 30th, or, you know, a couple of days before that. We established the coronavirus task force, which is now called the COVID-19 task force. And that task force has been meeting almost every day. And even now is meeting like 3 times a week. When I'm finished with you, I rush back for a meeting with them at 10 a.m. I meet with them like maybe 3 times a week. And they meet themselves, you know, like 4 to 5 times a week. And the purpose of the task force is to make sure the AIT stays healthy, okay? And of course, you know, the reason we want to stay healthy is obviously for health reasons, but also to make sure that the university, the institute, the campus operations continue, okay? And we were always thinking a little bit ahead, okay? Like I said, again, it's difficult to predict the future, but, you know, if you are if you know, stop and think a little bit, and you can sort of figure out what is coming next. And so we already in February, you know, saw that first thing we need to do is to bring our exchange students back. Because I told you we were on this road to internationalization, and one of the manifestations was sending students out so that they have a global experience, and bringing students in so that they can experience AIT and go back to their home countries and tell people about AIT. So we're doing that. We're beginning to do that. I mean, I wanted to do actually this August, you know, about 100 of our students being out there, okay? That was the goal. So in February, we had about 20 that were out there. And then we had about 20 French and Japanese and some other nationalities who were on campus. So the first thing we did was to you know, tell the ones on campus that they could stay put if they wish, but tell the people who are outside, our students, please come back home. Because at that time, China was doing very badly. Japan was doing very badly, if you recall. Korea was doing very badly. And Europe in early March was beginning to do very badly. US at that time was still okay, you know, I think until about the middle of, or the first week of March. And we did not have any students who were on exchange in the US at that time. So we did that, we brought them back, and then we actually had already a quarantine experience. We knew before the Thai government that when we brought them back, we don't want them just deposit them into the general population of the student body. We put them in special quarters for 14 days. And we did our own quarantine. This is way before Thailand started their current quarantine regime. So we did that successfully. The 20 people passed through, and then they were at that time, it was in the early days. We only tested the ones that came back from really bad places, like Europe at that time. So we did that successfully. And then that's one thing we did. Second thing we did was that we gradually locked down the campus. And we had very good cooperation by the students in the community who knew that. So they had to sacrifice some of their individual movements. Wearing a mask, of course, is rudimentary, and social distancing, first personal hygiene. We were doing this way ahead, way back in February, we were doing this. Then we were also academically preparing for when the school may have to close, classes may have to stop. And this was back in February, okay? And then we went and got Zoom accounts, which I frankly had never heard of Zoom, before February. So we got the Zoom accounts, we got the training, we're ready, and boom, March 18th, Thailand says all schools closed. And sure, we're not a Thai university, so we could have continued to be open, but that would not be the appropriate thing to do. So we closed down too, but we're ready. We went immediately to Zoom, immediately to online on March 18th, and we continued the classes until April 24th when the spring semester ended. The students either graduated in May or some of them preferred to stay for the intersam and graduated in July. So everybody who wanted to graduate were able to graduate, okay? And so that's what we did in the spring. And then of course, we gradually relaxed because Thailand has done quite well. If you look at the statistics and follow, Thailand has not had a local transmission case for almost 100 days now. I think it's like 95 days right now or something like that. And the cases that you have seen during this time are all what we call imported cases. And most of them are Thai nationals repatriating back from working elsewhere. So Thailand situations like this, so we're gradually relaxing the campus. Then our focus became, all right, what is going to happen to the fall semester? Because, again, you're in the US and Canada, you can see, as I read every day, that every single university is tearing their hair out, trying to figure out to reopen or not open. What is the enrollment for the fall? What is what's called the summer melt? In other words, people who say they're coming and then don't show up in September. And this is a huge problem for academia. And I've been on, 5, 6, 7 webinars globally, discussing this issue. In fact, I'm on next Wednesday on the Times Higher Education. There's a president's get-together where I'm supposed to talk about how AIT handles this crisis. So we spend many, many hours, okay, as a leadership group, looking at the fall semester. Starting, of course, with recruitment and marketing. How do we make sure that we get the students coming in? And we already knew that even if we open, okay, it's going to be impossible to open, 100%. As Faye said, many of our students are trapped overseas because Thailand, is doing well, but is very conscious that things are not going well in many countries. And so they're extremely careful in letting outside people in. And our students are one of these outside people. But we are very thankful. And again, I don't have any proof for this, but I think that, the work that we've done in the last 2 years, really, I think that has impressed the Thai government. And so the Thai government has been extremely helpful and to facilitate our students from coming in, okay? We're on of our students, sending them lists of our students. Students are a category of people who can come in these days, have to jump through a number of hoops to go through, but we get good cooperation. We're marketing, using the Facebook, using the social media, and every single faculty, the admissions office. We were very fortunate to get a very large scholarship donation from the Japanese government on marine plastics abatement. And all this add together, when the smoke cleared in a couple of weeks ago, we have about a 10% increase of enrollment than August of 2019. And if you look around at American universities, if any university president gets that number, he or she would be so delighted. But we want to make sure we provide a good education. How do we do that? Well, this is where Faye mentioned we already planned back in April. We were already talking about this. We are going to use the hybrid instruction. What does that mean? Well, what that means is that as opposed to the spring when everybody was on Zoom, like right now, we actually have classrooms outfitted, refitted into smart modified classrooms and SMCs, we call them. And so we looked at the schedule, we looked at how many rooms we need. I had a team that looked at the needs, the programming, and worked with the program secretaries and the departments and the degree programs, and came up with the need for 18 rooms that will take care of all our teaching courses. And so the rooms are equipped so that the students who are here can sit in the classroom, socially distanced, of course, with face masks, of course. But then the students who are not here can see the classroom through a camera. They can see the instructor in the front. One camera does that. So the instructor moves around, writes on the whiteboard, no problem. It's just as if the student is sitting in the balcony, shall we say, okay? Sitting in the second floor of a theater.
So Dr. Woon,
Yeah.
Dr. Woon, sorry to disturb you. Can I say you have one more minute and then we can
Okay, all right. So we have the hybrid instruction, which is going very well, but as you know, of course, and you have mentioned, is not good enough just to do things online. They need the AIT experience. And that's why the help with the Thai government has been helpful. And so they awarded us the organizational quarantine status this past weekend. We're getting the information out to the students as we speak. And so that the students, hopefully starting next week, can register for OQ. Then they jump through all the hoops, as I said, but one of the hoops that they don't have to, that is much easier, is going to be going to the OQ. And then they can be on campus probably the next couple of months. But I'll just end by saying that handling a crisis is great, but the true greatness of an institution is how to take advantage of the crisis to move forward. And I think that the technology, the hybrid classrooms, all the fact that the faculty are much more used to this than a year ago, this is all boding well for us really expanding the mode of our education, the flexible degrees, the use of alumni, the mentorship of alumni, virtual internships, many of these type of webinars. And I am, obviously very depressed about the coronavirus situation, but I'm optimistic that we're actually going to learn and get a lot of good things out of this moving forward. We just have to get out of this, and hopefully some of the countries which are not doing very well, can do better quickly. So let me just stop here, and if there are any questions about the next steps or the alumni involvement, I'll be glad to answer that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, President Woon, for sharing your thoughts about AIT, talking about the I-square, S-square, and also about the coronavirus. Many in the group here, including myself, we share your thoughts on the coronavirus. The president at my university is also served on the United States Air Force. And some of the things that you're talking about, we're doing this on a daily basis here as well. So without losing any time, I think we will have time for maybe 2 to 3 questions. I'm going to read out a question, Dr. Woon. So this is from Ganesh Bora. So his question reads, Dr. Woon, thank you for your presentation to this forum. By any chance, would you take steps to instruct or encourage the faculty members of AIT to participate with AIT alumni faculty members in the United States and Canada to apply for grant funds and faculty-student exchanges, as well as study abroad?
Well, I'm totally in favor of that. We have a new VPAA, Professor Deepak Sharma, who was an AIT graduate, in fact, PhD in energy. He knows that one of our goals is to really interact with the alumni, interact with the global, alumni community. And so any type of collaboration with AIT alumni to apply for grants, applying for grants is, it depends on the rules, of the funding agency. Sometimes the grants need, must be spent in the funding agency's country and cannot be brought over to AIT. These things can be worked out. And then also with the new technology, we can do joint teaching. There could be joint degrees, dual degrees. We could have, in normal times, quote unquote, whatever that means, we could have, 10 students sitting at AIT campus, and then 10 students, using our SMC to be in the other university, and the 20 of you is actually in a single class, with an instructor from AIT that will be delivering the lecture. So there are a lot of things we can do, and I just mentioned at this point is that the internship was another thing that I pushed to be more closer with the business community, and in good times, coming over to the U.S. To do an internship for 3 months, 4 months, that could be a possibility. Right now, we can do a virtual internship, and then the Entrepreneurship Center always welcome mentors. And in fact, ironically, Zoom makes it easier to get speakers. So if any of you want to speak to the Entrepreneurship Center, they can get a huge listening, watching audience very easily. You can talk about your experience in starting a business, whether you succeeded or failed, or how you fundraise, what are some of the do's and don'ts, and what tips you can give. Those are all very welcome. So I think that the engagement of the alumni in the US and Canada is very, very important in many ways.
Thank you. Thank you, President Woon. I have another very related question. I think you have answered partially already. As mentioned by our presidents of our chapters, we here, the alumni, are very eager to work with AIT on various fronts. It's not only fundraising, but in other areas as well. So the question here is from Dana Pawar. How do we help AIT connect with organizations that the alumni is working with? For example, I am on the NASDAQ Entrepreneurship Advisory Board and would love to see how we can help partner with AIT.
Okay, there are several ways we can do this, okay? Obviously, the easiest way is to work with the Alumni Affairs Office of Alumni Affairs and Advancement, headed by Sanjeev, okay? I don't know if Sanjeev is online or not. But that would be the, the place that you can enter, and then from there, he can work with, whatever the relevant departments are. Secondly, would be I established a new position. It's called the Vice President for Knowledge Transfer, which is VPKT, which is Dr. Naveed, who some of you know, and he is specifically working with enterprises, and he's formed the AIT Graduates Club. Okay, it's not the same as Alumni Association. It is a little bit more focused in its purpose of working with the alumni expertise. You can join that. I don't think there's a charge for that, and they have a lot of programs, and their programs are very much focused on AIT and industry and alumni. I think some of the people in the AIT Graduates Club may not be alumni, but I would say that probably about 95% of them are actually alumni. Then he's establishing a enterprise alliance where he wants to have some top companies as charter members, but then welcome other people to come in, and again, giving our students, giving our alumni more connections to enterprises. So I would say that if you want to contact Dr. Naveed and contact Sanjeev, then they can all point you to the right places.
Thank you. So back in 2007, my institute and AIT, we signed a memorandum of understanding. We kind of signed this agreement for faculty exchange, student exchange, research collaboration, and so on. So I have a question very similar from Jay Saha. So his question reads, where can we find more about student exchange programs that you just mentioned? And another question that's very related here is that, is there a way we can facilitate to have MOU signed at university level for student faculty exchange program and for developing collaborative research programs? What are your thoughts on these areas?
Okay. The Office of International Affairs, headed by Sean Kelly, is in charge of MOUs and university to university relationships. So anything having to do with MOUs or student exchange, he is responsible. He works with me very closely to signing agreements, etc. Right now, we have 60 agreements of exchanges, but we actually have 200 agreements of MOUs, which are more general. But specific exchange agreements, we have 60. And we also are going after what we call unified programs, and where the student goes 2 years in an undergraduate institution or 3 years, and then comes for a master's for 2 years, and thereby saving a year. So in 5 years, he gets both an undergraduate and a graduate degree. So we have agreements for that too. And Professor Nateen is in charge of that. But Sean Kelly is the person that you should talk to. I can give you the email for all these three people, Sanjeev, who you know, and Dr. Naveed, and also Sean Kelly. And then we'll be glad to negotiate. And again, it's not only negotiating, but actually implementing. Okay, it's nice to have all these MOUs on the shelf, but if they're not used, and we are now setting up a system because AIT did not have a system of exchange. It was like the student, dig up something and they write to the university themselves. And that's not the way it's going to be in the future. It's going to be specific people in the schools, and then you have to apply. So it's going to be the case where the better university partners will probably have more people applying, and not every student will get that. So that will be a regular, rigorous, competitive system. We need more universities from the US, even though, as you know, I come from the US, but we just don't have that many American partners. And frankly, all this internationalization effort has been halted, not halted completely. We still go on, of course, but it's, I can't go out and visit. Otherwise, I had a trip planned to the United States, this spring or 3 months ago. That obviously, is not going to happen for a while. And then, of course, we don't have anybody coming in either. Okay, nobody to welcome. But it doesn't mean that we can't negotiate, we can't do. And finally, when it comes to research collaboration, that's a little more difficult because that really depends on the faculty. Okay, I mean, the university president cannot move the faculty, completely easily, if you know what I mean. So the faculty really have to be taking interest on certain things. So if you know of our faculty, who it is that will be interested, if your university has a certain field that you would like to work with somebody, I encourage you just to talk to them directly, because some of these research collaboration, unless it comes to a degree or an exchange, really can be just individual faculty to faculty.
Thank you, Dr. Woon. I agree to what you just said. We cannot just sign MOUs for the sake of signing it. The MOUs have to be very active. And that was what happened with the MOU that my institution and AIT signed. There was a lot of pushback from AIT. We were trying to provide all opportunities, but at AIT, though we did have leadership support, that support did not trickle down. And we're thinking that maybe with you being the president now, maybe some of those messages can be conveyed, and we will have more active MOU.
I should add to you at this point. First of all, the Academic Senate has approved that on a 4-year master's program, 4-semester master's program, they can go away 1 semester for exchange, okay? Previously, that was not codified. So that's number one. Secondly, I said I'm gonna have it set up a system so that every single school will have an exchange coordinator, and then that will be centralized. And then, of course, third, we have to market. We have to market AIT to this university who may not know us, and we have to market to AIT students this other university. So this marketing effort also has to take place. So all these three things have to be in place before there can be a streamlined, two-way traffic of exchanges.
Of course. So we're coming closer to our end time, but I do have one last question, and this is from Kamran Malik. His question reads, how can AIT partner with organizations or consulting organizations by offering specialized services or back-end support to various projects? Maybe a list of possible management consulting services can be shared with the alumni body, and they may push those through their organizations to generate revenue stream for AIT and develop partnerships globally.
Okay, I'll give you an answer, but whether or not that's the completely correct answer, I don't know. It's just off the top of my head. But I would think that there's really two routes. One is that you can work with the AA on this, and then the AA can coordinate the effort and approach the institute. Okay, unless of course you know some specific area, specific faculty, then you can certainly go ahead and do that. Secondly is that, we have AIT Solutions, which is really our consulting arm, and they take in a lot of projects. Who knows, maybe some part of the project could be worked on by, one of the alumni companies. Again, that's under Dr. Naveed, the VPKT. I'm not passing the buck here. I'm just telling you that my way of management is that I delegate a lot, while I set the course and I set the direction and I set the demands. Okay, not just requirements, but demands. So VPKT is a good guy to talk to when it comes to what you just said about offering consulting, etc. Now I have to. I would be remiss if I don't mention one final point. Yes, all the support is all great. But at the end of the day, AIT still needs money, okay? We are unfortunate that, when we were in our golden years, 30, 40 years ago, we never set up an endowment. So we're already fairly lucky that the Royal Thai government has been very good to us, and about 150 scholarships and fellowships per year come from the Thai government, even though they don't support us. And of course, the land comes from the Thai government. Even though they don't support us with a big block grant like a public university. But between that and between other things that we're trying to do with executive education, with money-making ventures, with different ways of offering, more self-funded degrees, one-year degrees, we need all of this. And scholarships is, at the end of the day, any of you aware with knowledgeable about academia is that, 2-year master's and PhD degree students, most of them get support from the institutions, okay? Very few people spend their own money to study for a PhD, okay? So this is where we really still, we got more scholarships thanks to Sanjeev's office, but this is something we still need. I don't want to minimize the requirement or the need for money, and I don't want to end on that note. But of course, if I were you, I would only think in that direction if, number one, you're capable, and number two, if you think we're doing the right thing. If we're not doing the right thing, then that's a decision that you're going to have to make. But in any case, I end here by saying I'm truly, truly grateful for the alumni chapters, alumni people who are so loyal to AIT, and I'm specifically thankful for your organizing of this particular program today. So thank you very much.
Thank you, President Woon. So may I now request our final speaker of the day, Dr. Vijay Singh. He's the Vice President of AIT AITA-USA chapter, to deliver a thank you note. Give me a minute. Let me go ahead and put you on unmute. Okay, you should be good now.
Okay, thank you, Professor Sushil. On behalf of our AIT, alumni, and US and Canada, we would like to thank to our AIT President, Dr. Woon, for taking the time out of his extremely busy schedule to meet with us and update us on the current and future plans for our alma mater. That is so near and dear to our heart, and that we so proudly cherish. I also want to take this opportunity to thank our US chapter president, Dr. Sharif Uddin, for his continued efforts and hard work to bring our alumni together and reaching out to Dr. Woon to address our colleagues here today. We would also like to thank Professor Sushil Acharya for his continued support for our US chapter, and especially thank to him for doing an excellent job in moderating this meeting today. We are proud to be able to say that he has been one of our distinguished AIT alumni. In addition, we are also very proud to acknowledge the presence of some of our other distinguished AIT alumni, Dr. Chandra Pathak, Mr. Purna Rao, Dr. Govinda, Professor Bala, and Dr. Sahadat. We value our AITA-US chapter members and express our sincere appreciation to all our dear fellow alumni who took the valuable time to participate in this meeting and provide valuable and constructive input to our beloved AIT's future success. We would also like to thank AITA Mother Chapter President, Ms. Maria Fay, and AIT Canada Chapter President, Dr. Purushottam Raj Singh, for joining us in this meeting. We also like to acknowledge Dr. Jebu, or Professor Jebu, Dr. Abdul Hai, Dr. Pentyagi, Dr. Suvan Chaudhary, Dr. Sunil Agarwal, and Dr. Mazhar for their support and encouragement to our chapter. A special thank to Dr. Rafiel Ahad and his wife Frances Ahad, who have very generously donated 1 million baht to AIT at our last AITA GBM in Bangkok. We are very proud to state that all our AIT alumni here in US and Canada are very successful in their professional fields, and I'm sure they are willing to help their alma mater. Mr. President, we all want to see our alma mater do well, be self-sustaining, and would like to see our beloved AIT as one of the world's top educational institutions. We stand with you to help achieve this goal. Once again, we thank you for your time to speak to us today, and we will keep in touch. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. Thank you, Dr. Singh. Once again, thank you, Dr. Uddin and Dr. Woon, for making this conversation possible. We look forward to future conversations like this as we work together for the benefit of AIT. Thank you, everyone, for your participation today. Good morning, good evening, and good night from me. Stay safe. I can unmute all if anyone wants to just kind of talk for some time, okay? Everyone's unmuted now, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharif.
This was
Thank
great,
you.
knowing all the updates after so many years. That it has transformed a lot, and very good that we had this event. Thank you, Sharif, for organizing, and let's keep it going.
Absolutely.
Very well presentation, very good presentation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you all.
much, everyone.
Very much.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Sharif, for inviting us. Yep.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sushil.
Can we take
Bye,
can we take a
Sharif.
group photo? Can we take a group photo?
For those,
I look very happy.
For those who are here, yes.
Right?
yeah.
Did they all come into one frame? I don't know if all can come in one frame.
Purna can organize that, right?
I can't. Thank you, Taggy.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
I'm leaving now.
congratulations, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Keep in touch, Sharif.
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you for joining.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Sushil. Thank you, Dr. Vijay. Thank you, Puro. Thank you, Faye. Thank you,
Thank you, Dr.
everyone, for
Sharif.
joining.
Thank you, Vijay.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This was really nice.
Congratulations to you also.
Yeah.
It was a very good presentation by the president of AIT also.
Yeah.
I think so.
He explained very nicely what AIT is heading towards.
Absolutely.
And I totally support him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Dr. Sharif, for this the recording of this meeting, can you please share it with all the other chapters? I think every other chapter should have this opportunity to listen and to participate.